Welcome back, everyone, to FinTech Festival India Bangalore Micro Experience. And our next session is an innovation talk on the role of emotive design in FinTech. This talk is presented by Mr. Amit Bhambere, the co-founder and design head for Lemon Yellow. Over to you, Mr. Amit. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you again for calling me back. This is my second time. First, I had a interesting talk in terms of how design is important in FinTech. Today, I'm going to talk about emotions. Please allow me to share my screen. Do let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, absolutely. Please go ahead.
All right. Okay. So, today's topic is about emotive design in FinTech. Let me start. I generally start with a quote. This is one of our favorite quote where, if good design touches you, then the great design touches your soul, right? So that's one of the amazing quotes by Coben. So, we believe in this philosophy, and we strive to do something else. The moment I am talking about soul, that means I am talking about emotions. So let me ask everybody, who all are there attending right now. How are you feeling today? So, the moment I'm asking this questions, there would be many answers, right? So somebody might be happy, somebody must be feeling calm, somebody is worried. Like me, for example, I'm going to do a presentation, so I'm a little bit worried. Somebody might be bored. Somebody may be annoyed for some reasons known to themselves or unknown, right? So all these generally are feelings, right? So these are all emotions, and when I talk about emotions are just feedback. I mean, as a person, we generally give a feedback through emotions, and the person who's receiving it also sees this as feedback, right? So emotions are just our feedback. We generally interact with each other through emotions, and that's generally happens, right? And who else than Mr. Pandemic, right? Professor Pandemic. He or she, or pandemic has taught us how to be in control with our emotions, right? So there are so many ups and downs that we've seen in this pandemic. It's all about emotions. How emotions are important to us has taught by Mr. Professor Pandemic, right? So let's not go into too philosophical. Let's stick to the topic, which is into FinTech, and let's come back to the FinTech and emotions related to FinTech. Okay, so let's backtrack a bit, and let's think about a situation when there was no FinTech, right? So everything was physical, and then there were still financial transactions or financial communication that used to happen, that still happen, right, through in a physical world, right? In a physical banking scenario, if I have to talk about, we can, whoever are there, people can express, right? So people can express through their emotions because there is somebody in front of you. If you are angry, if you are happy, people can express themselves. They can show it through their emotions. There is somebody who is going to see it, right? So they can voice their concerns. So in a physical banking world, all these is possible and was possible, right? So they can speak to the related person within the bank or a FinTech industry, right? They can feel the joy of being approved. Where once my loan is approved, I can feel the joy. I can share it with my family. I can thank the loan manager for approving my loan, right? So there's all these emotions you can, in a physical world, you can speak about, you can express in front of everybody, right? So that's how it is. The challenge that digital product brings is, there is no person, right? So there is no human interacting with the user, because in a FinTech world, in a digital FinTech products, what happens is a human is there on the other side, but the product is not humanized. So the interaction is on a one side, right? So we don't, as a user, I don't interact with a human. So there's no human to human relationship. So how do we make design emotive in FinTech? Because it is very, very important that as a product designers, as a product owners, we should express our emotions, or we should understand the emotions that users are coming from, and we should try to solve them. That is something that we should do. So let's see how we can do that, right? So there are many products who have been there in the fintech. Again, this is one of my favorite pyramid that I always use. This pyramid is from Aaron Walter. He's one of my favorite UI UX designer. And he talks about that all these products, we make them functional, we make them reliable, we make them usable, but there are still few things that seems to be missing always. And he always talk about that. And if at all we have to cover and make our product touching the soul of the users, then what we do is we have to connect them through emotions, because that is going to create a value addition. If at all our fintech products needs to get reach to the right audience, right? So emotion always creates a value addition. And if as a fintech owners, if we want to build a successful, amazing product, then we may not need to be only functional, reliable, and usable, but we should always talk about emotion. We should always worry about the emotions and try to solve the emotion challenges that a product is going to bring. Okay, and in a digital context, there are so many examples. If I can talk about that. Many fintech or digital product, many fintech digital products have probably solved this happy state, right? The happy emotion part of any journey, any user journey, be it any fintech product, right? So we generally have solved this state. So the happy state is something that everybody and anybody in this fintech products have tried, right? But does only happiness means all emotions, right? So when I say a happy state, does we mean that we've all covered everything? Is all the spectrum of emotions have been covered? So there's a big no, right? So it's absolutely no. I mean, just covering the happy state doesn't make any sense. We have to think about the entire spectrum of emotions. So it could be, one of the examples that I'm showing you is disgust, right? So as a user, when somebody lands up on their screen, the emotion he or she is going to come back with is disgust. Like, how much time I'm going to take to fill this form. I just want one solution, and look at them, what they are asking me to do, right? So all these long, huge fintech forms does bring the disgust as an emotion from a user. So how do we solve, right? So how do we solve these kind of problems through emotions, through design, right? So there could be a possible solution when we have these long forms which we cannot avoid. What we can do is we can group these forms together, we can label it separately, we can create a different sections for each labels, and then what we can do is we can make this form look more better, less clutter, and less usable. There's also something that we can do here, right? Something which, say for example, if this is a form and I don't want to fill it right now at that right time, so I can always save this and come back to this forms later, right? So it probably allows a user to go away from the emotion which is disgust towards a little little happy state, because I know, as a user, I see that, okay, this is a long form, this has been divided into steps, and I can probably come back to this form a little later, right? So this could be a possible solution when we are talking about disgust. There's another example, for example, of an emotion is anger, which is very, very common. Frustration, anger, where unfortunately the payment was rejected. Okay, so I tried to do some payment, but it has been rejected. So is there a way where we can again come back to this guy and try to understand that this guy might be angry, might be dejected, and we understand your feeling, and how can we make you feel a little better? Okay, so it's simple copy, and unfortunately the payment was rejected, try again, right? So how is there a way where we can add something else to this, right? So through design, through user experience, or a UX copy, what we can do is, we here could be one small solution. What we've done is we've added just a small text saying that, hey, unfortunately your payment has been rejected, but your relationship manager, Mr. Ram, said he will get in touch with you in the next 30 minutes. So what it shows is that, oh, okay, unfortunately your payment has been rejected, but somebody from our company, somebody from our product side is going to get in touch with you. So, it creates that human to human interaction. And it for me as a user, I feel that, oh, okay, nice, interesting, these guys care about me, these guys understand that, it has been, my payment has been failed, and they worry for me, they care for me, and that's the reason one of them is going to call me back, right? So the anger, again, what we are doing is we understand your emotion, and then we are going to give you a solution which makes you little better, right? There could be fear, right? So this could be very, very common. For example, what happened is I'm doing a payment from A to B, and as a user, I started my payment. The payment has been, sorry, the payment has been, it has been gone from my bank, but it has not been received. So just showing payment failed might, worry them, right? There's a emotion here. I'm fearing that is my money safe? It's been deducted, but it has not been received. So where is my money? Have I lost my money? Is there anything wrong? So there is absolutely no signal right now. There is an emotion which is called fear. So how do we tackle this kind of a situation? We could have something like this, right? There could be a possible solution where what we are saying is, although your payment has failed, but don't worry, your money is safe, and the money deducted will be deposited in your bank account within 3 to 4 business days. So it makes it very, very clear for anybody and everybody that, my money is safe. I don't need to worry. Although it has been deducted, but it's not gone anywhere. It's not gone into the air, but it's safe, right? So something like that. So this could be, again, one of the possible solutions. That could be there. This is, again, one of my favorites, where the emotion is very, very sad. So this is a fintech product where somebody is filing tax returns, and a wife is supposed to file a tax return for her husband. Unfortunately, her husband is no more, and in that process, she wants to file a tax return. So let's say, does any of these applies to Pat? Pat is blind, or Pat is dead, and it's very, very raw, right? Imagine the emotion here. The Pat is, there's a wife who's supposed to file a return for her husband, her late husband. He is not there. And if we can use something like this, which is very, very unfortunate and sad, right? So how can we make her feel better here, right? So what we can do is, there's a small tweak that we've done is, passed away before filing return, right? So he's not dead, but we've given a nice text, a copy here, which talks about he's passed away. And the moment she checks on that, saying that he's passed away, he's no more, there is a beautiful copy that speaks with her, saying that, oh, we are so sorry to hear about your loss. You can count on us to help you get their tax return done right. Okay, so imagine the emotion that she must be going through, and with this beautiful copy, we are able to handle that emotion also. So this is a true case, by the way, of one of the fintech products where that lady, once she filed this return, she called the product and she said that whoever have thought about this line, or whoever has come up with this kind of an experience, please say thank you, a big thank you to them, because this means a lot to me. And if you can win somebody with these kind of designs, what else do we need, right? So again, amazingly done. One of the examples where we've taken an emotion which is sadness, and then we've tried to give them a possible solution, right? So here are some thoughts that I leave with you. I'm almost at the end of it. Here are some of the thoughts that I would want to leave with you, that emotions and designs are inevitably connected, right? You can't design without knowing about the emotions of the users. And when I talk about emotions, not only happy states, but we have to design for the entire spectrum of design, not simply delight. So we should talk about fear, we should talk about sadness, we should talk about disgust, everything. All the spectrum of emotions needs to be catered while we are designing any fintech product. Spend time. So how can we do that, right? We have to spend time understanding the users, and that we will have to do it frequently, right? So we have to spend, and the more time that we are going to spend with users, it is going to help them. So, as a product owners, please, spend time, understand the users, and not only in a break, but frequent. And let's create these small design movements that will stay with the user, and users are emotionally connected to your product. If they see this as a value add, and that's why they become they become one of your dedicated diehard users, right? So thank you so much, guys. This is where I'll end. If you guys have any questions, you can come back to me. I am there available on this platform. I would be happy to chat with you. And thank you so much for this opportunity, FinTech Bangalore. I had an amazing time. Thank you so much.
5 मिनट में अकाउंट सेटअप और ट्रेडिंग शुरू।
हाँ कर सकते हैं।
नहीं कर सकते।
लगी शर्त और हारा तो It's possible with CoinSwitch Kuber. Download करो और Bitcoin trading start करो. CoinSwitch Kuber. सिक्का चमकेगा.
Cryptocurrency is an unregulated digital asset, not a legal tender, and subject to market risks and price fluctuation risk.
5 मिनट में
Where there is life, there is hope, there is meaning. But life has its downs as much as its ups. Life is about challenges. Life is about opportunities. Time for joy, time for celebration, and time to introspect. Thankfully, in every one of life's moments, and even beyond life itself, there's LIC. Where there is life, there's always LIC. Zindagi ke saath bhi.
Welcome to Fago, a pioneer in the world of intelligent open finance. With our full-stack open finance platform, we enable companies to understand their users' financial behavior across various use cases, making finance engaging and actionable. Fago's developer-friendly product stack helps clients with friction-free user onboarding and authentication using trusted account information. Connect and aggregate your users' banking transaction data from any source, either any of the account aggregators or directly from any core banking solution at flexible intervals. Enrich and categorize transaction data using machine learning algorithms to extract deep behavioral attributes of your users. Understand and act on real-time insights powered by your users' behavior for a variety of use cases ranging from lending, wealth, income verification, frauds, to even branding and marketing insights. Engage with your users by embedding our personal finance management SDK in your existing user-facing app to push positive financial habits and personalize financial insights to your users. If you are looking to engage or understand your user base's financial behavior to take informed decisions, Fago is your perfect partner. With the complete Fago suite, you can now capture what drives your users at every stage of their journey and use it to drive your growth. Plug into Fago and let us do the heavy lifting for you.